Well, just who the bloody hell do they think they are? Let's begin. Now, of course I don't know about you, but I can't remember Labour announcing half or actually hardly any of the things they're actually planning on doing in the run-up to the election. I mean, can you? Maybe he knows Keir Starmer might even thought, oh, I'm in power now, excellent, the country is mine, and I will bring in what I wish. Let's face it, at the minute, let's just say he's done a very good job of peeing us all off, especially Nigel Farage. And I say that because according to this, it says Nigel Farage hilariously protests against Keir Starmer's nanny state smoking ban. So what's going on then? Well, he has unfortunately said that the death knell of the traditional pub may well have been sounded. So this is what Keir Starmer doesn't seem to understand, isn't it? People go to pubs to relax, have a good pint and a chin wag or whatever else, but a lot of people like to have a cigarette whilst doing so, and let's face it, if they're outside in a beer garden, in their own section away from people who don't want to smell the smoke, then what is the problem? Let's face it, the second you go outside the pub, say if you go over the road to a shop or whatever, you might meet 10 people on the way walking past with a cigarette in their mouth. But yeah, oh no, if you want to do that in a beer garden, you'll be in trouble. It just strikes a little bit of stupidity to me. Unless, of course, Labour is planning to ban smoking outside entirely, and in the future will only let people do it in their own homes, which I think, if anything, will be a massive kick in the balls to our last shred of freedom. Well, that's how it seems anyway, doesn't it? And don't get me wrong, I personally don't smoke myself, but I respect people's rights to do so. And so should the government, because let's face it, whether the government like it or not, quite a lot of their voters will have been smokers. And they should really have thought about that. Nigel also goes on and says the Labour Party has shown its authoritarian socialist state control instincts and mentality. The rumoured ban on smoking in pub gardens or on the pavement outside pubs will kill off the traditional pub forever. For my own part, I simply would not go to the pub ever again if these restrictions are imposed. And he says it's like the Puritans are on the march and we all must be controlled for our own good. I expect an anti-alcohol with corresponding levels of national propaganda to pick up pace over the coming years. And this all goes to prove the point that the instincts of the Labour government are to control legal activity, whereas they realise they have no chance. And perhaps not even the will to control illegal activity. And that does seem to be the problem, doesn't it? Quite often it seems that Labour's priorities are a bit topsy-turvy, shall we say, and don't even get me started on two-tier Keir policing. Because let's face it, that in itself is quite worrying. And hopefully now that Nigel's highlighted the risk that this could put to the pubs, Keir Starmer will do one of his belly dancing U-turns and have a bit of a rethink, shall we say, and stub out these plans before they officially get the go-ahead, because let's face it, this will hit pubs quite hard if they lose their customers, and unless, of course, Keir Starmer will say, well, we'll bail them out as well, just like we have done with the train drivers, who are also planning to strike again, as far as I've heard. Either way, though, Keir, whether you like it or not, if people want to smoke, they should continue to keep the right of freedom to do that. Especially if it's outside in a beer garden, away from all the other people, because, even though admittedly smoke won't go, oh no, I can't go over there, at the end of the day, it's still outside, isn't it? And therefore much less of a risk to people than what it would be inside, if that is what they're concerned about, eh? Either way though, Keir Starmer has once again put another nail in his Labour coffin. It's just a pity it's going to take another 5 years or so for the next general election to happen.